Morgan. You don't need to say the full last names. Complicated.
I don't think I said your last name, actually.
Thank you. So I circulated via the board secretary my deputation in writing. And I forgot to include one that is super important for this report of the Toronto Community Housing Special Constables. This memo was submitted in the year 2013 when we were discussing the body-worn cameras for Toronto police officers, because as the community, as the people, as the indigenous, as the black people, we were sick and tired of hearing that every time we go make a complaint about the police is that the return saying that we investigate ourselves, as it says right here, and we found we did nothing wrong. So what happened is in 2014, you started with a pilot project for body-worn cameras, which has been implemented fully in 2020. I'm going to read to you from your website frequent asked questions. It says, with regards body-worn cameras, why is the service giving body-worn cameras to its police officers? Body-worn cameras provide an unbiased, independent account of police community interactions. They are an investment in the Toronto Police Service's commitment to delivering accountable and transparent policing services, whether they are used to legitimize an engagement between an officer and a member of the public, provide evidence in court, or offer an unbiased alternative to allegations of misconduct. Every frontline officer will be equipped with a body-worn camera. So, in my deputation, the documentation that I circulated, there is Mr. Allan Britton, who is getting his certification renewed today. Who's the one who produced this letter? Is the Community Safety Unit Officer Director. How is it possible that many things in my complaint that came first to the service and then when sent back to Toronto Community Housing Special Community Safety Unit Office says, you admitted many points that I make in my complaint. For instance, I have been the longest activist of police accountability in Regent Park. I created and co-founded Toronto Cat Watch to keep Toronto police accountable. Eight community safety unit officers came to 220 Oak Street on July the 4th to arrest me. In the process of getting, coming to me, I removed my camera of my pocket, which is this camera, similar to this one, phone, and they hold my hand, avoiding me from recording my arrest. That was assault. And the report says, we thoroughly investigated this incident, Miguel. Nothing happened. Just like in the memo, we investigate ourselves and nothing happened, right? So, again, I'm going to post it again. See, this is the old story of the Toronto Police. This has to be changed moving forward. And I hope, Olivia Chow, you are listening to this deputation of mine, because I also requested my human rights accommodations. I needed to have a personal support person during my arrest, and it was denied. And again, the letter says, Miguel, we completed the investigation, and we find it is totally substantiated, my complaint. So without the evidence of video of those 8 constables, special constables, how can you come to this conclusion? How can you omit some truths, some facts, which I'm here to explain to you people? Sorry, members of the board. Because you have to understand, we spend thousands of dollars in litigation. Cameras allow us to have an opportunity to discover who is telling the truth or who is making up stories. In this case, Allan Britton is making up stories in explaining and apologizing for the members of his unit. Sergeant Kerr, I believe he's here, he will come and talk to me, everything is fine, Miguel. We investigated ourselves and nothing was wrong. We need to move forward. And I want to continue to encourage Councilor Morley and Councilor Lily Chang to speak up and ask the questions that need to be asked, because it's important to discuss these important matters about budget. Watching potholes, which a lot of police officers are doing right now, watching construction sites, is not policing. It should be done by the public, by so many people who are dying. And my last comment is, what happened to the idea of a cafeteria at your bar that has been closed? I suggest you guys to set up a social enterprise idea so we can get jobs for people who need jobs. Serving coffee here at police headquarters. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. Any questions for Miguel?
Nick, you're there. Any questions, Nick? Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I have a motion to approve the report as it regards to special constable appointments up to September 2023? Nick made the motion, Lisa seconded. All in favor? Thank you. And I believe the last item is a report from Dr. Kanengisser as it relates to it's really a correction as it relates to language that was used in the special fund on audited statement. And Councillor Chang, you indicated earlier you had a question on that item.
Yeah, this has done some really important work in the community. We heard from Mediante earlier this year, and it was wonderful to hear the work. And I'm just wondering, it looks like, has our budget decreased overall over the last few years for these type of initiatives?
So just to clarify, the special fund doesn't have a budget. It's funds that are received through the service for stolen goods where we can't find their owners and they are auctioned off, and proceeds such as those. And especially over the COVID period, these proceeds have substantially depleted, and we are now in a position where the special fund is